What would you do if you lost your 10-year-old son to disease, and soon after, your wife left you? Well, Jack Cunningham decides that the best thing to do is drink his sadness away, becoming an alcoholic. But there may be redemption for him. Let's begin. We're watching from afar as a group of construction workers finishes a hard day's work. It's a chilly November evening, and they're all dressed in flannel jackets, hoodies, and knit hats. They're chatting, laughing, and Jack Cunningham, a man in his mid-30s wearing a thick black and red plaid jacket, waves goodbye to his co-workers before heading to his old Chevy Blazer. He gets in, starts the car, and cranks up the heat. The radio reads 97.5 FM, and he reaches into the back seat for a drink. There are Coors Light cans everywhere. He takes one, pours it into a solo cup, and drives away. Now we see Jack shopping. He adds a few cheap wine bottles to his basket along with a 12-pack of beer. Right before checking out, he makes a detour to grab a bottle of Seagram's gin. After that, he heads to his mother's house for Thanksgiving. He steps into the backyard, greeting his mom, his sister Beth, her husband, and their 2 kids. The family enjoys Thanksgiving dinner together, and Jack tells his niece Sarah a childhood story. But then Beth brings up Jack's ex-wife, Angela. That's when things take a turn. Jack gets upset, storms off to his room, and later, he tries calling Angela. She doesn't pick up, so he leaves a voicemail, "You can call me now." That night, Jack gets home and sees the answering machine blinking. He cracks open another beer and listens to the messages. One of them catches his attention. It's from Father Tierney, his high school principal. The priest leaves a number and asks Jack to call back. Now, before we move on, like the video, smash the subscribe button, and turn on notifications for good luck. Jack drives to his old high school, Bishop Hayes, and is greeted by Mrs. Crawford, the school's longtime rectory assistant. She leads him to Father Tierney's office. They exchange small talk before Tierney drops a bombshell. He wants Jack to coach the school's basketball team. Their former coach had a heart attack and can't continue. Jack hesitates. He hasn't played basketball in years. But later that night, he thinks about it. The next day, he returns to Bishop Hayes. He walks into the gym and watches the boys practice. Assistant coach Dan Espinoza, a mild-mannered math teacher, introduces him to the team. There are only 10 players, enrollment has been down, and the school might close soon. Dan introduces Brandon Durrett, the team's best player but very shy. Then there's Ronald Chubbs Hendricks, a proud, strong player. Kenny Dawes, the team's best three-point shooter but a bit of a showboat. Sam Garcia, the team captain, not the most talented, but the hardest worker. Marcus Parrish, the tallest but a poor shooter. And finally, Bobby Breeze, the 6th man and a football player. Jack takes over the team, quickly laying down some rules. He tells Marcus not to shoot threes anymore. Marcus argues, but Jack shuts him down. Practice continues, and Jack starts enforcing discipline. That night, Jack asks Espinoza why he didn't take the coaching job himself. Dan says he has to take care of his sick mother. Jack sympathizes, then Dan tells him he needs to dress like a coach. Game day arrives, and Jack meets Father Nick Whalen, the team's chaplain. The boys dance in the locker room to hype themselves up. But on the court, it's a disaster. They lose 67-31. Jack drowns his frustration at the bar. The bartender and his old friend Doc help him home. The next day, another loss. Jack comes home, checks his voicemail, and hears from Angela. She wants to meet up. They meet at a restaurant, and Angela arrives late. She asks about his coaching job and expresses concern for him. Then she drops a bombshell. She's seeing someone new. Jack is devastated. Later, Jack drinks at the bar with old friends. Doc, once again, helps him home. The next game arrives. Before tip-off, the team starts dancing again. Jack shuts it down. No more dancing until we win. But things don't go well. The team gets crushed, 72-38. After the game, Father Nick pulls Jack aside, warning him about his language. Then Espinoza confronts Jack. He found beer cans in Jack's office. Jack brushes it off, but Espinoza warns him. It can't happen again. Jack starts turning things around. He changes the team's play style and bitches Marcus for arriving late. Marcus laughs, thinking it's a joke. Jack immediately kicks him off the team. Now Marcus is furious. The next game, the boys fight hard. It's a close one. Jack draws up a final play, and Dawes sinks the game-winning shot. The team wins 57-55. The boys celebrate, and Jack starts believing in them. Jack drives Durrett home and tells him to step up as a leader. The next day, Marcus shows up at Jack's house, begging for another chance. Jack refuses until Marcus apologizes. Jack lets him back on the team. The team catches fire. They win one game, then another, then another. 7 straight wins. Jack focuses more on coaching and less on drinking. Things are looking up. Jack and Angela visit their son's grave, mourning together. Later, his family visits him, and his nephew is excited about his coaching. But then, a high-stakes game arrives. A win secures a playoff spot. They're down by 8. They claw back. Then, Jack snaps at the ref and gets ejected. The team loses by 3 points. Jack drives Durrett home, apologizing. He also meets Durrett's father, trying to convince him to support his son's basketball dreams. The final game of the season. A playoff spot is on the line. The team fights hard. Down 15. Down 6. Down 2. Final possession. Durrett takes the last shot. The ball sails through the air. Swish. Bishop Hayes is in the playoffs. Jack wakes up the next morning to bad news. A boy from Angela's party has died. Devastated, he relapses. He drinks. He brings alcohol to practice. Espinoza and Father Tierney confront him. Jack is fired. That night, drunk, he crashes into a car. He stumbles into the wrong house. He gets into a fight and falls down a flight of stairs. Jack wakes up in the hospital. Beth is there. She tells him he needs help. Jack finally seeks therapy, admitting he should have done it long ago. Angela visits him. He apologizes for everything. Days pass, and Jack is sober, surrounded by family. Meanwhile, the team heads to the playoffs. Jack watches from a distance. He's finally on the way back. And that's the way back, sports fans. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.